Hello and welcome back to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. A few things should be immediately obvious to you. Firstly, McJester is very, very tired. I have had him unloading the car. It's taken me a little bit of time, but I've organised quite a few things, and towards the left, the sort of north, west of the room, you should notice there are a few things have changed. Now, I'm going to have McJester go to sleep whilst I tell you about them. Basically, we have built 2 racks, display racks, and 2 lockers. We have run out of metal piping that will allow us to build more of either. So that is going to have to be something that we're looking out for. I've also had McJester repair the car completely. The headlights were completely smashed in, so I had to build 2 new flashlights for that. Now, as always, whilst sleeping, the game is reporting that it's not responding. It's just going to take it a little while to get through. And there we go. Now, oh wow, hot. Are you really? Oh, yes, you are. Hot torso, hot feet. Fair enough. We'll have a look at that. Yeah, well, yeah, his trench coat there. And feet to 60, yeah, that's actually pretty hot considering the temperature. It's currently hotter in my house than it is in the Aavak shelter, though, so he hasn't got too much to complain about, I don't feel. Now, along with moving things around, I've put all of the food in the right place, etc., etc. Let's get one of these 2x4s on the fire, just so that we can see the room a little bit better. Let's drop that there. And while we're at it, I suppose I should go ahead and make McJester some more food. So we'll grab a couple of these. And as soon as we light this, boom. Right, we're going to make some food. Now, a couple of things I've made. Actually, we can make a couple of interesting things that I haven't done off screen because I thought, wow, these look awesome. I can make bread. We can make fruit pie, which is amazing. We can make broth. Now that would require 1 tomato, 1 clean water, a fire and a stone pot. And I think that's a base for a lot of other things. You need that to make vegetable soup. You need a lot of other vegetables and 2 broths, or meat soup. Again, 2 broths and 2 chunks of meat. Let's see if we can't make him some meat soup. Oh. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? Let me go grab some plastic bottles then. Hopefully this will be enough. Actually, I'll grab 2 just in case. Right, let's try that again. So, make me some broth. We'll use the clean water, obviously. We'll use it from nearby, though, rather than what we're carrying on us. And we'll put it in the bottle there. Now, that's got 1 amount of broth. The plastic bottle should be able to hold 2. And it's hot in and of itself. I wonder. Let's just have a quick look at this. Small. Oh no, that's wrong. Bring this up. Everything's going everywhere. L, I need. Vegetable stock. Tasty and fairly nutritious. That's good. Now, I've only mentioned it in passing, really, when talking about vitamins, but there is a sort of a hidden health stat. Not got anything to do with HP or anything like that. It's just how healthy you are. And it's a very sort of esoteric, vague stat. But it does things like fends off the common cold, fends off influenza. If you're healthy, then your body's immune system is working as it should. And generally speaking, you're going to be okay. The broth, the vitamins, anything like that helps. Cooked meat, warm cooked meat. Eating raw meat is bad for you. Eating lots of other things, you know, it's not going to hurt you physically. It's not going to make you sick, but it is going to reduce your health stat a little bit. Your health stat naturally tries to migrate back to a sort of neutral point, as far as I'm aware. So you have to keep eating vitamins. You have to keep a good diet to remain healthy. And it all makes sense, and it's quite a nice little thing to have the game, I think. Ah, damn, we can't make any more broth. What are we lacking? We're lacking any types of vegetables. Wow. We're going to have to keep our eyes out. Triffids would be very good for that, because I'm fairly sure you can get plant marrow from them. But for now, we can't. Let's go ahead and use some of this flour and make us some bread. Because then, at least, he can have the broth and bread. You know, you take a swig of broth, take a chunk of bread. If we had some cheese, maybe some cooked meat, it would be gorgeous. It'll be a lovely little proper meal for him. There, we've made some bread. Can we make any more? We probably can, and I imagine bread will keep... Well, actually, no, bread won't keep that long, I doubt. It's not like we can put it in a plastic bag or a bread bin. We'll go ahead and we'll eat the bread. Go on, then. You eat the bread, fresh, hot. Oh, I can only imagine that was gorgeous. You only enjoyed it to 2? What kind of monster are you? Freshly baked bread is one of the true luxuries of our time. I don't know what's wrong with you, Jess. I know it's not good for you. It's like eating glue, but it's just awesome. Oh, actually, that made 4 uses. That's actually pretty good for only 3. Oh, it's healthy and filling. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Okay, we'll eat a little bit more. I'm not sure I should let him eat a whole loaf of bread, because honestly, that seems like it would be incredibly unhealthy. But, oh, go on then. I don't know. No, we're going to have a little bit of broth. There we go. You should now be extremely pleased with that meal. You enjoyed 3 hot meals. You enjoyed bread to 3 and broth to 1. Your priority's in the wrong place, Jess. I've got to say, I don't agree with how much you've enjoyed or not enjoyed what you've just eaten. I think you're kind of crazy. But whilst we're here, we're going to go ahead and cook up some cooked meat. And the fire's gone out. Okay, we'll drop off the rest of the rotting meat back down here. There's no point in carrying that around. Okay. We'll keep the bread and the cooked meat. We could put it in the car, actually. Now, in this episode, although it is 4 a.m., it will be getting bright soon. And McJessa can work in the dark for the most part. We've got a lot of stuff. We've got a lot of weapon stuff as well. We've got loads of spare magazines, an enormous amount of 9mm ammo. I've loaded one of the shotguns. It's pretty much the only thing that has been loaded. We've got some flashbangs. We do have the mods required to make our guns, our rifles, able to launch those, which is pretty cool. I've taken apart the spare bits of technology that we didn't need. I've also brought in most of the rags and eaten quite a lot of them. On the whole, things are going well. Now, in terms of his items, I've changed things around a little bit. Currently, for the sake of bringing things in from the car, I've loaded him up on volume giving items, but we'll be taking the backpacks off generally. But with his fur trench coat on, which doesn't need to stay on once he gets indoors, that's pretty much only there so he can move around outside. When he gets in the car, I might have him take it off, and if it's sunny or whatever, I might only have him wear it when it's rainy out of the car or what have you. I might have him take it into houses with him if he's got a bit of a walk, or into labs or things like that. But I can drop it once I get inside. Now, the utility belt... the belt rig, the utility vest, they're actually both pretty good for giving volume. And you can wear both of them together, and they don't give much. With the trench coat on and no backpacks, with the utility vest, the belt rig, and the Under Armour, he's only got a 1 encumbrance on his torso, which is pretty good considering he's getting a lot of wear for all of that. Now, the Under Armour is actually giving him a -1. And that, so if you were thinking, oh, well, just take the Under Armour off, it doesn't give any storage. I'm keeping that on because that's actively reducing his encumbrance. So, yes, it's all looking pretty good. Now, in this episode, as I mentioned before, we are going to be doing a bit of work on the car. Now, we've still got plenty of the resources that we need to work on the car. Actually, let's just get into the car and turn on the lights, because it's a bit hard to see right now. So turn on the headlights and get back out. Now, one of the things I want to check here is whether if I place some steel plating along the front, it blocks vision, because I'm not sure about that yet. And if it doesn't block vision... Oh, I've gone the wrong way. I'm actually thinking it may be worth just going to sleep, because I just noticed my chest is still tired. And it's quite early, so yeah, let's have him go to sleep quickly, because then we'll be able to see a little bit better out there. But the main thing I would like to do is try and put some actual reinforced plating on the outside of the car. I would also like to expand the car in terms of its size, make it into more of like a flatbed truck. But for now, I think that the focus should be on actually reinforcing it, because we're doing a lot of vehicle-related slaughtering of zombies. And that won't go too well forever, because the car is getting pretty beaten up at this point. All right, let's just gobble that up and drink some more of our water. Now, I've got the car with a couple of galloned jugs of clean water in it, and that should greatly help us in just refilling our water skin. We're not going to have to carry dozens of plastic bottles of water, which in my mind is pretty good. Now, let's just quickly go and kill these enemies around here. I'm just going to drop off the backpacks, though. And I don't believe it's raining. No, it isn't. So we'll also drop off the fur trench coat. Right. Now, if we look at Majestic, he should have no encumbrance on his torso. He's got a little bit on his mouth, his eyes, and his head. And none of those really affect too much. I could take off the gas mask if I wanted to, but there's not really much point in doing that just yet. The only thing it would really affect is his perception. And I only need to worry about that if he's trying to disarm traps or trying to shoot something. So I'll take off his gas mask when he's trying to shoot something, or again when he's trying to disarm traps, but otherwise not much point. Ooh, chunk of chitin. That's pretty useful. We'll go and drop that off. I believe at higher levels of tailoring you can actually make full body armor out of chitin, and chitin is actually really, really useful because it's quite light but has very good properties, defensive properties otherwise. Now, is there a bear out here? There is. And there is also a wolf spider somewhere. But Jester is sure of enough of himself now that he will take on a bear. And it's clear, not quite sunny, but he is powering up. I don't know if the bear really wants to fight us, but, alright. Okay, bear, McJester is not the sort to randomly attack wildlife if he doesn't need to. I mean, we've got enough food in the pits. We've got enough food in the basement to feed an army. In the pits, we've got enough food to feed two. So we'll just leave that at that. And the wolf spider can do its own thing for a little while. But as I said, the first thing we want to do is we want to see if installing a... Where are you? A piece of spiked plating will block vision. If not, we'll take it off and then we'll... And what I'm thinking is building out like a frame in front of it, kind of like bull bars. I'll put that on there. No, yes, stop. Because Drizzle will piss McJester off. We don't want him to get unhappy. So yes, we'll grab the trench coat out of the car. Put that back on. There we go. We should be good now. Right, back to installation. Oh, there we are. Spike plating. So yeah. Doesn't look like it prevents it at all. That's fantastic. Right. Then we know that we can remove this and actually build out some frame in front of the wheel. That will protect the wheel itself as well. And hopefully the spike plating, because a lot of things seem to be slamming into the bonnet and damaging the headlights, which are technically under the windshields. But, you know, it's all of the damage is happening in the same sort of localized area. So if I build out a sort of frame spiked bull bar at the front, I'm hoping that will kill anything before it gets to the headlights, because they're the things I'm constantly having to repair. So we're going to remove the spiked plating. There we go. Now then, what we need is a steel frame. Steel frame. What are we going to need for that? We're going to need 3 lumps of steel. Okay, so we're going to need to make a couple of these. 1, 2. I think we've already got 1 lump of steel hanging around from when we were... Yeah, we did. From when we were salvaging parts from the various turrets. So we've got 1 steel frame there. We're actually going to need a few. We're going to need at least 5. So I'm going to pause the video here, and when you rejoin me, I will have made the 5 steel frames. And welcome back. We have now made the 5 steel frames. They should all be there. Yes, they are. I had to go and have McJester gobble up the remaining rags that I'd not eaten already. Oh, there's a monster nearby. I wonder what it was. Oh, jumping spider. Where is it? Is it nearby? Because if it is, I will punch it to death. No, it's all the way up there. That's fine. Now, as I said, we ran out of power because with the rain, his solar cells stopped charging quite as efficiently. So there are no more rags. Now, I'm thinking at some point we are going to have to go down to the lab. Just on the upper level where all those beds are, take them apart and bring the sheets in, because the sheets are worth quite a lot in terms of power. Now then, we have built these frames. So let's go ahead and first install the frame parts down the bottom here. So we'll install this one. There. Yeah, we'll just use any of the ones nearby. I don't know why you're asking which one to use. And we'll use this one. Oh, acidic drizzle. No, don't stop. Don't stop. Wow, it's really changing a lot there, isn't it? Okay. Has the bug come back? Please don't tell me it has. Okay, stop. Stop for now. Yeah, it's really going weird. I think we might have the weather bug returned. Well, bugger it. That means I'm going to have to fiddle around with the code again to try and work out why the fix I implemented didn't work. In the meantime, we're going to have a lot of these weather has changed to blah 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 messages whilst we're trying to build. So I will pause the video here again and you will return when I have built the frame, and I'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to do then and probably pause again while I do it. So see you in a few moments. And welcome back. Now, you may be wondering why I made 5 frames, and that is because eventually we are going to be expanding this out to the side like that, so there will be 5 frames along the top. But for now, given that the bug is going crazy, and it's taken me a little bit of time to get each of these frames installed, and there's a little bit of risk, because when I'm holding down no to not be interrupted by the weather, eventually I know it's going to happen. It's going to be like, oh yeah, you're being eaten by a blob. Do you want to stop? No. You sure? No, I don't want to stop. Just keep going. And then we'll come back to McJester being dead. So, yeah, I'm going to try and reduce the amount of construction work I'm doing right now. Probably what I'll do is we'll just try and get the plating installed on this, just so that at least part of the job is done. And then I think we might return to the lab for a little bit of poking around for the rest of this episode. And once that's over, I'll try and fix the bug. And then in the next episode, we'll probably visit a military bunker. That's my plan so far. It is subject to change, however. Now, we've got the frames in place. The wheels will be protected if... Well, I could bring the frames out of the side as well, but I think that's a bit overkill. We're going to install some spiked plating. Now, hard plating, a little bit more super alloy plating? What the hell is super alloy plating? Well, plating made of super alloy, I suppose, but, interesting. I don't even know how. Right. Anyway, we're going to install some spiked plating on the front and along all of the sides. And again, it's going to be all crazy. So I'll just show you what I'm doing for each one of these. Ow, it's stinging. Ow. Okay, fine. Okay, it's installed. Phew. Right, so the plating is now installed. And McJester is in a bit of pain. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, he's in pain and thirsty. So we're going to retreat for now. I'll get him something to drink, which he should be carrying on him. Yep, there we are. And has he got anything to eat as well? You know what, McJester? You're in a bit of pain. Go on, have some chocolate. Wow, he really likes chocolate. We're also going to take some aspirin to try and deal with the acid rain. Now, I'm not really sure how the acid rain is affecting it, because sometimes when it's acid raining, it doesn't hurt. Other times, it really hurts. I'm not sure what dictates whether the rain is really going to hurt or not. Oh, it's sunny all of a sudden. Sunny? I'm fairly sure it's night time. How is it sunny? Oh, you stupid game. Right. If we have a quick look at his stats, they are quite lowered by the pain. We should possibly let him sleep. I don't know. I'm thinking of giving him a little bit more of a treat because he's working very hard, bless him. Let's see. Go on then, have the bag of potato chips. You can pick out a little bit because I'm kind of depressed as well that the game is going screwy again. So we can just sort of relax, eating potato chips, listening to the acid rain outside, which is now a drizzle. Which will probably be acid rain again as soon as I have him eat a little bit more of the chips. No, it's still drizzle. Oh, fair enough. It's 28 degrees. Oh, holy crap. Yeah. That's enough of the potato chips. We don't want you getting fat and slow like a boomer. We will drop these back down. We'll keep them for another special occasion. We'll keep the remaining chocolate bar on us. Now, paper wrapper of chocolate bar, apparently each, I don't know, it's like a bag of chocolate bars. Because every time he eats from it, he gets a paper wrapper. It's interesting. I'll just drop that off up here. I could probably burn these safely, but I'll keep them just in case there is a craft that needs them. I'm thinking of letting McJester sleep through the rest of the night. And then when we come back, I will have made some hard plating. And we will continue to improve the car. Or rather, by the time you come back, I will have installed it on all. So, see you then. Hello and welcome back. So, I have just finished cooking a bunch of meat for McJester. We're currently carrying 5. He's fully full though, so I'm going to be dropping a lot of that into the car. Oh, well, maybe he should actually bring it with him into the lab. Now, let's grab some science IDs because we may need these. And just for the hell of it, we'll take a military ID as well, just in case. Now then, I have gone ahead and added regular steel plating to the car because we ran out of steel chunks to make lumps of steel, which we need to make spiked plating. So at some later point, we're going to have to get some to put on the right front wheel, on the frame ahead of the right front wheel, but otherwise the front of the car is now actually starting to look a little bit more robust. Now, as I said, I intend to go into the lab, so let's grab any particular items we're going to need. Now, I think we'll bring the manhacks with us. We're not going to need the gasoline. We'll bring 2 Molotov cocktails. And I'll go ahead. We'll bring all of the EMP grenades because turrets are going to be the biggest things that we're going to worry about, really. And next, we're going to want to grab a couple of tools. I don't think we're going to need the wood saw, rather. We could possibly do the UPS and light amp goggles. Definitely want the crowbar. We'll take 1 thing of zombie pheromone. Now, we'll take 2 heat packs just in case he needs to warm up his food whilst we're in there. Other than that, though, we should be okay, I think. Now, let's just make sure I've got stone hammer, yes. Sewing kit, yes. Taser, cheap lighter. Everything else seems to be okay. Now, the one thing that I've come to believe is that the cranial flashlight really isn't as good as the regular flashlight in terms of just using it whilst we're down there. It uses far more battery power from McJester's internal stores than a regular flashlight would in actual battery. So I'm thinking that we should probably build him a flashlight before we go in. We've got the light amp goggles, but they use an enormous amount of power from the UPS. So what we'll do with that is we'll put those on when we see a turret so that we can get in close to it, or maybe even just circumvent it completely without it going bonkers on us. We've got the IDs we need. We've got plenty of medicines of all varieties. Yeah, I think we're good. We will be taking the car down there just because it'll make things easier for us to unload. Let's get inside. But we definitely want to get a flashlight made. And for that, we're going to need at least 1 plastic bottle. Now, let's see if we can make this flashlight. Yes, we can. Awesome. So we'll go ahead and make the flashlight. Now, I would like to make... Oh, actually, have we got the battery mod? Extra battery mod. Fantastic. let's apply that to the flashlight. There we go. And are there batteries there? Wow, yes they are. Fantastic. I was moving all of these across to here, but okay. I'll pop those there, and now we'll reload the flashlight, which should be able to hold 200 batteries, I think. Yes, that is brilliant. And we'll just carry around the 29 batteries, that's fine. In fact, we can just reload them into the VPS, into the UPS. That will be a little bit easier on carrying, because it's not going to be taking up a letter in our inventory. Now, is there anything else we need? We don't need screwdrivers and that sorts of things. I think we still need the wrench. I don't think the internal toolset equips a wrench. And we'll bring along the welding goggles just in case. But on the whole, I think this is a fairly good setup. Yeah. Okay. Right, let's get over to the lab then. I've also filled up the tank on the car from the jerry can. I haven't given it an extra gas tank. I had been thinking of doing that, but I haven't yet. Let's get over there closer to it. Now, if you have a gander down here, you'll notice, yeah, this is where some NPC exploded when I used the kill NPC command. So I consider that glitched items, and I will not be picking it up. As useful as it would be for McJester, I don't think he would appreciate cheating. He is a man of honor. Right, let's just reverse all the way up to the front door, please. Okay. And just straighten the car out. There we go. Good enough. Right. Oh, there's stuff out there. That's not too good. Is that spider going to come to us? Because if it is, I'm going to kill it. Spider, really? Okay, well, I don't trust you, so let's fight. Mono are arachnid. There we go. That was nice and easy. Ooh. Chitin? Chitin. Fantastic. Let's drop that off in the car. Where are you? Right, we are going to need the backpacks for this, I think. So, let's get those out of here. We don't need any of the stuff in there. If we do need these tools, we'll come back for them. Well, actually, we'll take the hacksaw, though. Just on the off chance that there is something that we can break down with that. Yes, put on the reinforced backpack. Just so that we can carry this stuff in. Now that we're inside, as I said, there are a bunch of beds in here. Or counters. We're not going to be playing around with those. But there are beds in here that we could take apart. And in fact, there are cabinets that we could take apart. I'm not... Well, okay, well, we'll take one or two of them apart just so that we can eat the sheets. Does that give us sheets, or does it only give us... it gives us rags. Well, that achieves the same purpose. We'll take the other one apart as well, just so that we can get a bit of restock. So, okay, actually, I'll use the advanced inventory screen. Make it a lot easier. And there as well. Oh, there's a baseball cap. We'll eat that too. McJester isn't fussy. Not anymore, anyway. I've kind of beaten that out of him. Right, let's gobble these up, and that should actually bring us... No? Why am I trying to eat the stone hammer? I'm pressing N. Oh, I see. I was pressing capital N. I am a fool. Just as well he can't eat the stone hammer, because I do not think that would have gone down too well with him. Or come out too well on the other side. Let's not think about that too much. Any clothes? Any clothes I can eat? No? Okay, let's just check over here. There's... You know what? Let's go ahead and try and bypass the security. Yes. What can we get from this? View research logs. Download map data. Okay, we'll download map data. And we'll quit and shut down. Now we'll just log in again so that we've got the full sort of screen, because it doesn't scroll so well sometimes. Research logs. Both PE012 and PE018 show great stability. A subject was exposed to both substances, alternating between the mutagen and the purifier. Ultimately, the subject returned to baseline state with no apparent side effects. Program S37ZBE, investigation of XE037 on inert human bodies, is making great strides. Recently, we found that XE037 has no effect when introduced to a deceased body. Revivification only occurs when the subject is exposed to XE037 prior to expiration. Oh, XE037. I think we've covered that previously when we were looking at some other research logs, and I thought it was the blob, but came to the conclusion it was actually a zombie virus. An incident occurred in the teleportation lab, wherein a subject managed to teleport into another subject. The latter was completely destroyed from the inside out, while the former sustained little damage. I would like to explore the phenomenon further, but subjects are expensive. Well, okay. It's a little grim. But it actually looks like we've come to that wrapping up point. So what we're going to do is, off screen, I'm just going to pull everything apart and transfer all of the nails. I'm going to leave the wood here because we've got plenty of wood now, into the car. And in the next episode, we are going to start in the lab proper. And this time, we're going to be exploring areas of the top floor that we haven't been to yet. I'm not going in there to gather resources. I'm going there to look for interesting stuff. So we will see how that goes. Though, of course, if I come across any mutagen, purifier, or ammonia, or bleach, I will be bringing that back. But thank you for joining me for this episode. I hope it has been fun, despite the bugs. And I hope you will join me in the next. But until then, from me and McJester, do take care.